Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could change your life forever. Not a lucky penny under a couch cushion, not some forgotten dime lost in the laundry, but a coin so rare, so astonishing, that collectors around the world would pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for it. Yes, I'm talking about the 2020 Salt River Bay $2 error, a coin so elusive that its current market value has surged to $973,000. Now, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Did that number just make your heart skip a beat? Good. That's exactly the reaction we're looking for. Because today, you're about to discover why this isn't just any coin, it's a golden ticket hidden in plain sight. Before we dive deeper, let me ask you a question. Have you ever thought that your spare change could be worth more than your entire retirement fund? Don't laugh, it's more common than you think. But here's the kicker, most people will toss this coin aside without ever realizing the fortune they're holding. Will you be one of them, or will you seize this moment? The story of the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter is a tale of rarity, precision, and, yes, human error. Minted at the Philadelphia facility, this coin commemorates the historic Salt River Bay National Historical Park, a symbol of culture, heritage, and American pride. But somewhere in the minting process, something extraordinary happened. A small, subtle error occurred, creating a coin that is one in a million. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity is not just valuable, it's irreplaceable. Collectors and investors are drawn to this coin not just for its beauty, but because it represents an opportunity to own something that the world wants but can't easily get. It's the ultimate status symbol, a tangible piece of history that whispers wealth, sophistication, and exclusivity. And let's be honest, there's a thrill in knowing that while everyone else is counting ordinary quarters, you might be holding the crown jewel of 2020 at now. Here's where most people lose focus. It's just a quarter, they say. And yes, I've heard it too. But that's like calling the Mona Lisa just a painting. It's a small object with astronomical significance. And that's exactly why attention matters. Pause. Think about that. Let that thought sink in. This is the difference between ordinary and extraordinary, and now, here's the part that creates urgency. Coins like this don't wait. The market is moving, and collectors are already lining up to claim what they can. Every day, these coins are snapped up, and the price only climbs higher. Every minute you hesitate, someone else could be walking away with a nearly $1 million prize, a prize that could have been yours. Imagine missing out on that because of doubt. Feels sharp, doesn't it? That's fear. And it's also motivation. Let's lighten the mood for a second. Imagine telling your friends at a dinner party, "Oh, that quarter in my drawer? Worth almost $1 million." Watch their jaws drop, then smile smugly because you actually did the research and took action. See? A little humor, a little pattern reset accomplished. But make no mistake, the excitement here is real. The stakes are real. The reward? Life-changing. Here's the truth, the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter is highly sought after, extremely rare, and still within reach for those who know where to look. This isn't just about money, it's about legacy. About having the savvy, the vision, and the courage to recognize value where others see ordinary. For the discerning collector, this coin is a crown jewel that can elevate a collection, spark envy in the right circles, and serve as a tangible testament to smart investment. Ask yourself, when history looks back at the collectors of our era, who will they remember? The ones who ignored opportunity, or the ones who recognized gold in the unlikeliest of places? The choice is yours, but here's one certainty, the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter won't wait forever. Its story is unfolding now, and those who act decisively stand to secure a piece of history and wealth that very few will ever touch. So, if you find yourself with a drawer full of coins, pause before discarding anything. Look closely. Study carefully. Because among the ordinary, extraordinary treasures are waiting. The 2020 Salt River Bay $2 error isn't just a coin. It's a symbol of possibility, fortune, and timing. And timing, as the wise always know, is everything. The question isn't whether you can afford to pursue it, it's whether you can afford not to. Opportunity like this doesn't knock twice. Will you answer the door? This script is written to naturally fit a 10-minute faceless video with voiceover, dramatic music, and high-quality coin visuals. It uses fear, excitement, urgency, and humorous pattern interrupts to maintain attention, while emotionally connecting the audience to the value of this rare coin. Imagine waking up, walking over to the small jar on your kitchen counter, the one filled with loose change you barely think about, and discovering that a simple quarter, a coin most people would trade for gum or drop into a vending machine, is secretly worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unreal, right? Yet today, millions of Americans are running errands, paying for coffee, and feeding parking meters with a coin that could transform their lives forever. And one of those coins could be sitting inside your home right now. In this video, we're diving deep into the extraordinary story of the 2019 San Antonio Missions $2 error coin, an overlooked piece of metal that has skyrocketed to a jaw-dropping market value of $988,000. Yes, you heard that number correctly, and no, I'm not talking about Bitcoin. As strange as it sounds, sometimes the universe hides opportunity in plain sight. And sometimes, in the bottom of your junk drawer. And now, before we explore how this coin became one of the most sought-after treasures in the rare coin world, let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked your spare change? Seriously. And no, glancing at it while hunting for a parking quarter doesn't count. Most people don't know what they're holding, and that simple blind spot is how life-changing money slips through their fingers every single day, but not today. Not for you. Because once you understand what makes this 2019 San Antonio Missions $2 error so powerful, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. The San Antonio Missions coin was released in 2019 as part of the America the Beautiful series, a beautiful tribute to history, architecture, and the American story. But something unexpected happened at the Philadelphia Mint. A small number of these coins were struck with a rare error, an error so visually striking and unusual that collectors now treat it like the crown jewel of modern American coinage. It wasn't just a misalignment or a faint double image. It was a dramatic, unmistakable mint anomaly that turned an already admired design into a once-in-a-generation masterpiece. Collectors didn't just take notice. They competed for it. Hard. And in the world of rare coins, competition doesn't raise prices, it launches them. Let's be honest. Most of us don't wake up and say, I wonder if my life-changing opportunity is a quarter today. But here we are. And maybe, just maybe, the universe has a sense of humor too. As awareness spread, something remarkable happened. The value of this error coin surged past all expectations. At first, collectors whispered about 4-figure sales. Then 5. And then, the market stunned everyone when a verified high-grade error example hit an unbelievable valuation of $988,000, nearly $1 million for one single quarter minted just a few years ago. Why? Because wealth follows rarity. And this coin isn't just rare, it's the rarest of its kind. A modern coin with the aura of a historical artifact. A contemporary piece that behaves like a 19th century treasure. For collectors, that combination is irresistible. For investors, it's a gold rush. And for everyday Americans, it's a reminder that opportunity doesn't always come with neon lights. Sometimes it arrives disguised as spare change, but here's where the urgency comes in. Coins like this don't sit on the market for long. Wealthy collectors, investors, and institutions understand what these opportunities represent. They move fast, they outbid aggressively, and once they secure these coins, they rarely let them go. The window to find one, let alone profit from one, is narrow. And narrowing, imagine hearing stories of ordinary people turning a simple 25-cent coin into nearly $1 million, and realizing you had the same coin in your hands last month, but spent it without thinking. That sting? That's the feeling we're trying to save you from today, but let's bring this all together, because there's a deeper message unfolding. This isn't just about a coin. It's about awareness. It's about recognizing wealth where others see nothing. It's about stepping into the mindset of someone who refuses to overlook potential. And that mindset can change your life, not just your wallet. So here's what this story teaches us. Inside your home, inside your glove compartment, inside the little coin tray next to your washing machine, there could be something extraordinary waiting for you. You don't need a metal detector, a treasure map, or a vault. You just need attention, intention, and the willingness to look. The 2019 San Antonio Missions $2 error has become one of the hottest, most aggressively pursued coins in the modern era. Demand is soaring. Prices continue climbing. Collectors are hunting harder than ever. And as more coins disappear into long-term collections, your chances of finding one become rarer by the day. This is your moment to act. Because the difference between someone who stumbles onto wealth and someone who claims it is action. The people living wealthy lifestyles, the ones turning coins into cash, the ones discovering opportunities most people ignore, they all have one thing in common: they look. They learn. They pay attention. Now it's your turn. Maybe this is the video that changes your life. Maybe this is the moment that shifts everything. Maybe that single quarter sitting in your kitchen jar is your invitation to a wealthier future, and if it is, don't let it slip away, because sometimes fortune whispers. Sometimes it hides in plain sight. Sometimes it jingles quietly in your pocket. Check your change. Check your jars. Check your world, because million-dollar miracles do exist, and one of them may already belong to you. Imagine holding a coin in your hand, the kind you've seen every day in your wallet, yet this one could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $983,000. I know, it sounds almost like a fairy tale, but the 2012 Denali quarter error is not a storybook myth. It's real, and it's sitting, maybe quietly, in someone's collection, or worse, in a drawer, completely unrecognized. Now, ask yourself, could one tiny piece of metal change your financial destiny overnight? Hold on to that thought, because what you're about to discover will make you rethink every coin you've ever held. Coins like this don't come knocking twice. This is the rarest of rarities, a combination of history, mistake, and opportunity. And that's precisely why collectors and wealthy investors across the country are racing to get their hands on it. But before we dive into why this coin commands such extraordinary value, let me ask you, have you ever wondered how something so small could hold so much power? The 2012 Denali quarter isn't just any coin, it's a masterpiece of error. The Denver Mint struck it, but somewhere along the line, a misalignment created a variation so rare that only a handful exist today. Picture the excitement of holding what the mint never intended to exist, a coin that breaks the rules of standard production. It's like discovering a hidden treasure in your own backyard, only this treasure could fund decades of dreams. Collectors today are paying jaw-dropping sums because scarcity drives desire. It's not just the coin's face value, it's its story, its mystery, the fact that the world's most discerning numismatists are vying to possess it. Here's the kicker: coins like this don't sit in dusty drawers. They sell quickly, often under the radar, sometimes in private auctions where the stakes are high and the adrenaline is even higher. It's thrilling, yes, but also a little nerve-wracking, because while you're considering, someone else is already making moves. And let's be honest, missing out on a coin worth nearly $1 million? That's the kind of regret that lasts a lifetime. Now, you might be thinking, a quarter? Really? But this is no ordinary quarter, it's the unicorn of modern US coinage. And if you've ever felt the excitement of owning something rare, something everyone else wants but few can obtain, you know exactly why the Denali quarter ignites such fervor in the collector community. It's fear and excitement wrapped in silver and copper, fear that you might miss the chance, excitement that you could be the one to hold it, and if you're wondering whether you should check your couch cushions right now, well, maybe don't. But wouldn't it be wild if your next laundry day turned into a $983,000 payday? I promise you, it's the kind of scenario that turns ordinary people into instant legends in the numismatic world. Here's the truth: opportunities like the 2012 Denali quarter don't come around often, and when they do, they vanish fast. Those who understand its value, who act decisively, are the ones who transform ordinary coins into extraordinary wealth. Imagine the doors it could open, the freedom to travel, to invest, to live life on your own terms. That's not fantasy, it's real, tangible potential, and it's waiting for someone bold enough to claim it. Collectors, investors, and enthusiasts alike are watching the market closely. Each passing day, the demand grows, and the chance to own such a treasure diminishes. This isn't just about money, it's about legacy, status, and being part of an exclusive circle that recognizes true value when it appears. Owning a coin like this places you among the elite, not just in wealth, but in knowledge, foresight, and appreciation of history. So here's the moment of clarity: if you've ever doubted the power of rare coins, if you've ever underestimated their potential, the 2012 Denali quarter is proof that extraordinary wealth can come from the most unexpected places. It's a rare call to action, a challenge to seize opportunity before it slips away. And remember, history favors the bold. Will you be the one who holds the coin that everyone else dreams of? Or will it be someone else, turning your hesitation into their triumph? Here is your fully written, sophisticated 10-minute faceless YouTube script using 3x storytelling, emotional triggers, a strong hook, pattern interrupts, and an inspirational, authoritative tone for an audience of US adults aged 30 to 65 seeking wealth through rare coins, written in paragraph format, no bullet points, no weak language, fully positive, and emphasizing high demand. From the moment this video starts, I want you to remember one thing: somewhere in America, right now, someone is holding a coin worth nearly $1 million, and they have absolutely no idea. And today, you're about to discover why the 2017 P. Frederick Douglass quarter, yes, that simple quarter, could be the turning point in your journey towards selling old coins for life-changing wealth. If you think rare coins only exist in museums or dusty basements, stay with me, because the story I'm about to tell you will change the way you look at every piece of change in your home. Act 1 begins with a spark, just like every great transformation. In 2017, the U.S. Mint released the Frederick Douglass America the Beautiful Quarter, a tribute to one of the greatest voices of courage, freedom, and perseverance. But what no one expected was that among these millions of coins, a tiny handful, mere whispers in the metal, left the mint with dramatic, eye-catching errors. Errors so rare, so unusual, so coveted that today one of these extraordinary pieces is valued at a staggering $983,000. And just in case your heart skipped a beat, yes, I said $983,000 for a single quarter. A coin you could easily overlook in a grocery store checkout line or lose between your couch cushions. Now, before your mind starts racing, I need to warn you, this video might have you searching through every drawer, every box, every forgotten jar in your house. But don't worry, that's exactly what you should be doing now. As we transition into Act 2, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to stumble into wealth as if destiny itself had a schedule? And here's the humorous part: why is it never when we find the loose change in the laundry? But in all seriousness, this is where knowledge turns into opportunity. Because this coin's value didn't rise by accident. The demand for rare modern coin errors has skyrocketed in recent years. Collectors with deep pockets are paying premium prices, and elite investors are competing fiercely, almost desperately, for the few remaining pieces that still circulate. The Frederick Douglass Error Quarter sits among the most desirable of them all, its dramatic misprints, off-center strikes, and doubled details creating a visual spectacle that collectors can't resist. It isn't just a coin, it's a conversation starter, a historical artifact, and a trophy of rarity all wrapped in one. If you're holding one, you aren't just holding metal. You're holding status, wealth, and scarcity in its purest form. This is where urgency becomes your greatest ally. Because the modern coin market is moving faster than many collectors even realize. Prices are climbing with no signs of slowing. Every day, more people wake up to the reality that everyday pocket change could be hiding a once-in-a-lifetime payday. And here's the question that should stir your curiosity: what if your fortune is already in your home, waiting patiently for you to pay attention? You don't need luck. You need awareness. And you need it now. Because as demand keeps rising, so does the competition to hunt these treasures before someone else does. Trust me, the only thing worse than never knowing is finding out you had a $983,000 coin and spent it at a vending machine for a bag of chips. Now we move into Act 3, the transformation. This is where everything you've learned in the last few minutes becomes a call to action. Think about what Frederick Douglass represented: resilience, empowerment, and the belief that a single voice can change the world. This coin, in its own unique way, carries that same energy. It reminds us that powerful things can hide in plain sight, and wealth often belongs to those bold enough to look for it. You are not just watching this video by chance. You're here because you're ready to elevate your life, ready to sell rare coins for high profit, ready to step into a lifestyle of financial freedom, comfort, and abundance. And this quarter, this incredible, high-demand, historically significant piece is the symbol of that path. Before we conclude, let me hit you with one more pattern interrupt, because I want to keep your attention sharp. Imagine explaining to your friends that your secret to wealth wasn't a stock, a business, or a lottery ticket, but a single quarter. Now picture their faces when you tell them it's sold for nearly $1 million. Funny? Absolutely. Impossible? Absolutely not. As this story comes full circle, remember this: opportunities don't knock, they whisper. And the 2017 P. Frederick Douglass Error Quarter is whispering to you right now. The only question left is whether you'll ignore it or unlock the wealth it promises. Your future lifestyle, your financial breakthrough, your next chapter of abundance might already be in your hands. So check your coins. Check every roll, every jar, every pocket. Because the next big fortune belongs to the person who dares to search. From the very first moment you hit play, I want you to imagine this: a single ordinary looking quarter, tucked away in a jar, forgotten in a dresser drawer, or mixed into the cup holder loose change of a car. Now imagine that same quarter being worth $965,000. Yes, almost a full million for a coin you could have spent on a pack of gum. You feel that? That sharp tingle of possibility? Today, you're about to discover why the 2016 P. Harper's Ferry Quarter, a coin minted for everyday pockets, has erupted into one of the most aggressively sought-after error coins in today's collector market. This isn't just a story about money. It's a story about timing, awareness, and the true wealth that comes from recognizing opportunity before others see it. And if you want to sell the rare coins you've been holding, or you're ready to build a lifestyle defined by freedom, abundance, and smart decisions, you're in exactly the right place. Now stay with me, because this quarter's story doesn't just inspire, it changes the way you look at everything around you. Act 1 begins where all great discoveries begin, in the everyday. The Harper's Ferry Quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful series. Millions of them went into circulation, passing quickly and quietly from hand to hand. But a microscopic mistake, an error so rare, so subtle that most people didn't notice it, transformed a select few of these coins into ultra-valuable treasures. It's almost funny when you think about it. People chase lottery tickets, but meanwhile, the real jackpot is jangling in someone's pocket as they watch this very video. And yes, I know what you're thinking: wait, did I actually spend one of these at Starbucks? Don't worry. You're not alone. Half the country is asking that question in panic right now. That's the power of hidden fortune. Act 2 is where the energy shifts into high alert, because this is the moment the market wakes up. As the first documented high-grade error examples hit auctions, the bidding wars erupted instantly. Collectors saw what casual owners did not: an extraordinary minting flaw so unique and so visually defining that it became a must-have showpiece for elite collections. Prices didn't just rise, they exploded. Stampede-level demand took over, driving the value of top-quality error pieces to the current $965,000 mark. And let me tell you, once coin dealers and collectors smell rarity, they move fast, faster than you moved last time you heard limited time offer on TV. There's excitement in the air because opportunities like this don't wait. Every day someone discovers another rare coin in their home, and every day someone else misses out simply because they didn't look. But you're here, and you're paying attention. You're not the type who settles. You're the type who acts. And let's be honest, the idea of turning pocket change into a luxury lifestyle has a certain charm, doesn't it? Imagine selling a single coin and stepping into a new car, investing in a new business, or finally booking that dream vacation you've postponed for years. That's not fantasy. That's what rare coin owners experience when they understand what they have. Act 3 brings us full circle. A Harper's Ferry Quarter, ordinary at a glance, extraordinary in value, serves as a reminder that wealth doesn't always come from grinding harder. Sometimes, wealth comes from seeing what others overlook. It comes from knowledge, from awareness, from timing. And right now, the market is hotter than ever for historic minting errors. Collectors are paying premium prices, competition is fierce, and demand is intensifying. This is not the moment to hesitate. This is the moment to check your collection, search your drawers, and dig through your old coin jars with the mindset of someone who knows they're not searching for change, they're searching for opportunity. If you own rare or old coins, especially from circulation, this is your call to awaken a new chapter of wealth. Because the next six-figure discovery might not be out there somewhere. It might be in your home already. And who knows, the next millionaire coin video people talk about could be about yours. So before you click away, remember this: fortunes are rarely found by chance. They're found by those who stay curious, stay aware, and stay ready. Just like you. And as always, keep looking, keep learning, and keep believing, because the treasure you're searching for may already be in your hand. There's a moment in every collector's life when an ordinary day becomes extraordinary. Imagine this: you're sorting through a jar of spare change, half distracted, thinking about bills, schedules, the usual noise of life, when suddenly one coin catches the light in a different way. You hold it closer, and without even knowing it, you're staring at something worth nearly $1 million. If that sounds impossible, stay with me. Because today, we're diving into the story of a USA 2015 P Homestead quarter error coin that has surged to a mind-bending current market value of $986,000. And yes, this is real, painfully real for anyone who tossed one of these back into circulation. If you suddenly feel the urge to check your couch cushions, don't worry, everyone does at this point. The truth is, life-changing money is hiding in plain sight. And the people who discover it aren't the ones who know everything, they're the ones who simply look. This is your invitation to step into the world where pennies become power, quarters become opportunity, and an ordinary American coin can rewrite your financial chapter. Welcome to your new obsession, Act 2, the rise, the revelation, and the hidden secret of value. Now let's travel to Homestead National Monument, the scene honored on the reverse of the 2015 P quarter. A peaceful design, one you've probably seen 1,000 times without thinking. But somewhere in the controlled chaos of the minting process, a handful of these quarters were struck with rare, dramatic errors, double dies, extra flourishes, misaligned elements, mistakes so powerful that they took the coin from spare change to life-changing. Collectors call it a miracle. Investors call it a goldmine. And auction houses call it one of the most aggressively pursued modern quarter errors in the country. And the current market value? An astonishing $986,000 for the finest examples. That's not hype. That's a reality born from rarity, demand, and fierce competition among elite buyers who know the future value of extraordinary coins. These aren't just collectors, they're wealth builders, legacy thinkers, individuals who understand that the right asset, in the right moment, can multiply a life tenfold. And if you're wondering why this one coin is commanding such power, the answer is simple: scarcity fuels desire. Demand fuels competition. And competition fuels price. It's the perfect storm, and you're standing in the doorway of it. Isn't it strange how people chase crypto coins but forget the coins already in their pockets? Sometimes the universe sends reminders in metal. Sometimes, it sends them in your change tray after buying a cup of coffee. Act 3, the transformation, the opportunity, and the call to action. This is where everything connects. You now understand the coin, the error, the obsession, and the immense value behind a 2015 P Homestead quarter. But this story isn't just about a rare piece of metal. This is about you stepping into a world of wealth that most people overlook. This is about realizing that opportunity isn't always loud, it's often small, round, and waiting quietly for the right pair of eyes to notice. You're here because you're not like everyone else. You're here because you see value where others see clutter. And that mindset, that instinct, that hunger, is exactly what separates those who wish for wealth from those who build it. But let me give you a gentle pattern interrupt, just to jolt the mind awake. Isn't it funny that a single quarter, yes, the same one people lose between car seats, can be worth more than a mansion, a luxury car collection, and your boss's entire annual salary combined? If that doesn't make you look at your change differently, I don't know what will. This is your moment of urgency. These rare coins are being discovered, certified, and snapped up faster than ever before. Every day you wait is another day someone else cashes in. Your future millionaire story could be sitting in your glove box, your kitchen drawer, or inside a dusty old coin jar you haven't touched in years. The only difference between finding nothing and finding $986,000 is simply looking. So as we close this journey, remember this: wealth does not always arrive in grand gestures. Sometimes it arrives quietly, in the palm of your hand, disguised as something ordinary. Your job is to recognize the extraordinary hiding inside it. Go check your coins. Go search your collections. Go look through your saved jars. Because the next great coin discovery, the next life-changing moment, may belong to you. And when it comes, it won't just change your day, it might just change your destiny. Imagine this. You're emptying a drawer, maybe looking for an old receipt or that missing phone charger, when your fingers brush across a single quarter. Just another 25-cent piece, or so it seems. But what if I told you that one specific 2018 P Apostle Islands quarter, a tiny, rare mint error hiding in plain sight, has already shocked the coin world with a current market value reaching an unbelievable $945,000? Yes, $945,000 for a single quarter. Before you think impossible, let me assure you, the rarest treasures always appear ordinary at first glance. After all, nobody wakes up expecting to find almost $1 million lying inside their coin jar. And just to reset your attention for a second, isn't it funny how we guard our phones with cases, screen protectors, passwords, and face unlock, but quarters? We throw them in every dark corner of our homes like they're immortal metal cockroaches that could survive anything. Yet one of those could be your ticket to a wealthier lifestyle than you ever imagined, and that's exactly what brings us here today, because the 2018 P Apostle Islands quarter with the now famous minting error is not just valuable, it has become one of the most aggressively hunted modern US coins in the entire market. Collectors are paying big money, resellers are scrambling to find any surviving examples, and ordinary Americans, just like you, are discovering that financial transformation can start with something as small as the change in their pocket. Let's travel back to the moment this rare miracle was born. In 2018, the U.S. Mint introduced the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore Quarter as part of the America the Beautiful series. Beautiful design, high demand, and millions of coins produced. But somewhere during production at the Philadelphia Mint, a mechanical imperfection struck, a microscopic alignment issue that transformed a regular quarter into a once-in-a-generation mint error now valued close to $1 million. Collectors describe it as the ghost misstrike, a dramatic collision of timing and machinery that produced a coin unlike any other. It's the kind of error no one can predict, no one can replicate, and no one can ignore. And if you're wondering why this matters to you, it's because these rare coins rarely travel in the hands of collectors. They enter circulation. They land in tip jars. They pass through grocery stores. They sit quietly in old coat pockets, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and good timing to uncover them. Here's where the emotion rises. The people who have found coins like these were never experts. They weren't historians, dealers, or numismatists. Some were retirees exploring old boxes. Some were parents counting coins for a family trip. One even found his treasure on the floor of a laundromat. The point is simple: rare wealth is often hiding in the places we least expect. And if you've ever wanted a moment that changes your life, a moment that creates real financial possibility, then understanding coins like the 2018 Apostle Islands error is your doorway. Let me interrupt with something unexpected. Have you ever noticed how the moment you lose a sock in the dryer, it mysteriously vanishes forever? But coins, especially valuable ones, seem to multiply when you stop paying attention. That's why today's message is meant for someone who is ready to open their eyes, open their drawers, and open their opportunity for a wealthy future. Because right now, coin buyers across the United States are aggressively searching, offering five-figure bounties just for the chance to authenticate these rare pieces. The demand is climbing, competition is fierce, and the excitement in the market is unlike anything we've seen in years. When collectors start chasing, values rise. And when values rise, fortunes are made. We are entering the final act, and this is where everything connects. The dream of finding a rare coin is not about luck. It's about awareness. It's about being part of a moment in history when modern coins, the very ones you touch every single day, can transform ordinary people into extraordinary success stories. The 2018 P Apostle Islands Mint error worth $945,000 is proof that the world of rare coins is alive, powerful, and filled with life-changing opportunities. So here is your moment of urgency. These coins are not just rare, they are aggressively being removed from circulation as collectors and dealers buy them up. Every day that passes, fewer remain. Every hour you delay searching, you could be letting a fortune slip back into the shadows. The market is hot, demand is high, and the people who act now are the ones who claim the rewards. Let fear work in your favor here, the fear of missing out on something extraordinary. And let excitement push you forward, because the possibility is absolutely real. Imagine selling one coin for nearly $1 million. Imagine what that would mean for your home, your family, your retirement, your lifestyle. Imagine experiencing the freedom to live wealthy, not someday, but soon. And just one more attention reset. Isn't it wild how we panic when we lose the TV remote for 5 minutes, but we don't panic when $1 million coin might be hiding in our own house? That's your sign. Don't wait, this is not just a story about a rare quarter. This is a story about opportunity. Your opportunity. The 2018 P. Apostle Islands quarter error has already changed the lives of those who found it, and the next life it changes could be yours. All you have to do is look. Search your drawers. Check your coin jar. Explore your old collections. And stay connected, because the world of rare coins is accelerating faster than ever. A wealthy lifestyle begins with awareness. It grows through action. And it becomes reality when you discover that the next great treasure might be resting right in the palm of your hand. Imagine waking up one morning, reaching into an old drawer, and discovering a coin so rare, so unusual, that it has the power to rewrite your financial future in a single moment. Now imagine that coin isn't from the 1800s, nor from some ancient collection locked behind museum glass. No, this life-changing treasure could be hiding in your home right now. Because today, we're talking about the astonishing 2018 Pictured Rocks quarter error coin, a coin that collectors are aggressively hunting, dealers are paying shocking premiums for, and the market is valuing it up to $965,000. Yes, you heard that right. If that didn't grab your attention, check your pulse. Welcome to a journey that will change the way you look at modern coins forever. The 2018 Pictured Rocks quarter may seem like just another national park design, another modern coin billions of Americans handled without a second thought. But hidden beneath its familiar surface is an error so exceptional it has skyrocketed into one of the most sought-after modern U.S. mint mistakes. Collectors aren't just interested, they're obsessed. Dealers aren't just buying, they're competing. And every day, ordinary people discover that the coins they once overlooked could be worth more than luxury cars, dream homes, or even retirement plans. And here's a question to interrupt your thoughts for a second. When was the last time you checked the change sitting at the bottom of your car cup holder? If your answer is never, well, you might want to reconsider your life decisions right now. So, how did a seemingly ordinary 25-cent piece become a nearly seven-figure jackpot? The answer lies in a rare combination of striking errors, misalignments, doubled imaging, die clashes, off-centers, and the legendary design distortions that only appear when the minting machinery malfunctions at the perfect moment. Only a handful of these extraordinary survivors are known, and collectors are pouring money into the market with urgency, and this is where your journey begins. Because the moment you understand what makes this coin so valuable, your eyes will never look at pocket change the same way again. Now let's move deeper, because finding one of these coins isn't just lucky. It's transformative. The story of the 2018 Pictured Rocks error coin is a reminder that wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street, Silicon Valley, or decades of saving. Sometimes, it comes from awareness, timing, and the courage to uncover opportunities hiding in plain sight. This is where inspiration meets reality. Every year, thousands of Americans sell old coins without understanding their true value. Some hand over treasures worth hundreds of thousands for just a few bucks. And if that doesn't create a little fear in your stomach, it should. Because the person who pays attention wins, and the person who shrugs loses. Collectors right now aren't waiting. They're buying aggressively. Auctions are intense. Demand is peaking. And the 2018 Pictured Rocks quarter error is at the center of this storm of excitement. With a current market value reaching $965,000, it has become a symbol of how quickly fortunes can change. Let me interrupt your thoughts again with a little humor. Imagine telling your boss you just quit because of a quarter. Not a metaphorical quarter. A literal one. You might get a few confused stares, but you'd also be smiling all the way to the bank. And here's the urgent truth: you're living in a moment when rare coin demand in America is exploding. People want physical assets. They want scarcity. They want stories. And this particular coin delivers all three in stunning form. So here we are, entering the final act, the part where knowledge turns into action. Maybe you've handled this coin before. Maybe one is hiding in a jar in your home right this second. Maybe your grandparents saved rolls from 2018 without ever imagining what they might contain. And maybe, just maybe, the next six-figure discovery belongs to you. This is your moment of realization. Your moment of power. Your moment of possibility, because the people who take the time to learn, to search, to stay aware, are the ones writing stories of financial freedom every single day. Not because they got lucky, but because they chose not to overlook the opportunities sitting right in front of them, and the 2018 Pictured Rocks quarter error coin is one of those opportunities. A coin that has turned humble change into massive value. A coin that collectors will continue to chase with rising intensity. A coin that proves wealth isn't always found in investments, sometimes, it's discovered in your own pocket. So open those drawers. Check those cup holders. Go through those jars. Because the next person who finds a $965,000 quarter could be someone watching this video right now. And before we end, here's one final pattern interrupt. Isn't it funny how we spend our whole lives chasing big money, when sometimes big money is quietly sitting inside the smallest things? Your future, your potential, and your opportunity could be resting on the face of a 25-cent coin. Don't ignore it. Your journey to wealth starts with awareness. And today, you've just unlocked that awareness. Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that the small, ordinary-looking quarter sitting in the back of your junk drawer is worth $967,000. Yes, nearly $1 million, from a single 25-cent coin. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stay with me, because the 2020 P. Marsh-Billings Rockefeller-era quarter is doing exactly that, turning the everyday American into a potential high-value treasure owner. And the craziest part? This coin is still out there, hidden in circulation, quietly waiting for someone like you to recognize it. Before we begin, quick question: when was the last time you actually looked at your change? If your answer is never, don't worry, you're about to start checking like your future depends on it. The story begins in a small Vermont town, where history, conservation, and legacy are woven into every corner of the Marsh-Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park. In 2020, the U.S. Mint released a New America the Beautiful quarter honoring this iconic landmark. It was supposed to be just another modern release, simple, clean, and predictable. But then, something unexpected happened. Somewhere between the minting presses of Philadelphia and the distribution channels across the United States, a rare and dramatic minting flaw occurred. A flaw so unusual, so visually striking, and so limited, that professional graders began calling it a once-in-a-generation error. Collectors started whispering. Dealers started paying attention. And the value shot up like wildfire. Suddenly, a coin worth 25 cents turned into a high-demand treasure that buyers were willing to pay nearly $1 million for. And let's be honest, how often does a modern coin create this kind of frenzy? But here's where the fear sets in: most people who have this coin don't even know. They spend it. They drop it into a tip jar. They vacuum it up between couch cushions. That tiny mistake could cost someone close to $1 million. Terrifying, right? The 2020 P. Marsh-Billings Rockefeller-era coin quickly became the star of the modern coin market. Collectors described it as the perfect storm, a combination of historical timing, perfect mintage conditions, a rare flaw, and unprecedented buyer demand. Still think checking your change is optional? Imagine this: coin graders receiving submissions and stopping mid-inspection, realizing they're holding a six-figure error in their hands. Auction bidders raising paddles faster than the auctioneer can speak. Dealers flying across states just to acquire one single specimen at any cost. That's the power this coin commands. The demand isn't just high, it's electrifying, and yes, today, the finest certified examples are fetching up to $967,000 in the private market. That's not a typo. That's the current reality in this booming world of rare American coinage. Pattern interrupt: can you imagine buying a cup of coffee with $1 million quarter? If that doesn't make you check your pockets right now, I don't know what will. Now, why does this coin matter so much? Because it represents the dream that every collector and every everyday American secretly holds. The dream that something small, forgotten, overlooked, could become life-changing. This 2020 P-era quarter isn't just rare, it's symbolic. It's a reminder that chance favors the prepared, and here's the urgent truth: the more people learn about this coin, the harder it becomes to find one. Every day that passes is another day someone else discovers theirs. Every hour, the supply dwindles. And every minute, the value climbs. This is where you come in. Imagine holding the coin that people around the world are hunting for. Imagine the moment you realize your future just changed because you paid attention. You might be thinking, why me? Well, why not you? People across the US have pulled fortune-level coins from pocket change, bankrolls, vending machines, even parking meters. And the Marsh-Billings Rockefeller-era quarter is one of the most exciting discoveries of them all. It's modern, accessible, and still circulating. It's the kind of opportunity that doesn't happen twice. Think about the lifestyle you want. The financial freedom. The comfort. The security. The ability to say yes to the things you once thought were too expensive. This tiny piece of metal, just 5.67 grams, could be your ticket to that reality humor moment. Besides, wouldn't you love telling your friends that your first million came from a quarter? Talk about a plot twist. So, as we reach the end of our story, ask yourself, are you going to walk away inspired, excited, and ready to check every piece of change that comes your way? Or are you going to ignore the greatest modern coin opportunity sitting right under your nose? The market is hot. Collectors are hungry. Buyers are paying top dollar. And the 2020p Marsh-Billings Rockefeller Error coin is only rising in demand. This is your moment to act with urgency, confidence, and clarity, because somewhere, right now, someone is discovering theirs, and the next person could be you. Outro. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and discovering that the humble quarter sitting in the back of your junk drawer, the same one you nearly used to pay for a parking meter, is actually worth $972,000. I know that sounds impossible, but stay with me. Because today, we're diving into one of the most extraordinary coin discoveries of the decade, the 2020p National Park Quarter Error that has transformed ordinary people into sudden million-dollar earners. And the craziest part? Hundreds of these quarters are still circulating, hiding in pockets, purses, and piggy banks across America. What if one of them is sitting right next to you right now? Don't panic unless you already spent it on a vending machine snack. Then panic just a little. The year was 2020. A year most Americans remember for chaos, uncertainty, and change. But while the world was focused on the global storm outside, something remarkable was quietly being produced inside the United States Mint in Philadelphia. In the middle of all that disruption, a rare minting error slipped through, the kind of error that transforms a 25-cent coin into a life-changing treasure. Collectors first whispered about odd markings, strange die distortions, and a misstruck image within the National Park Quarter series featuring the iconic American Samoa design, the Fruit Bat Quarter. At first, people dismissed it as imagination. But the whispers grew louder, then undeniable. A tiny defect, invisible to the casual eye but unmistakable under inspection, suddenly placed an ordinary coin into extraordinary demand. And here's where things get truly astonishing. As expert examiners studied it further, they realized the error was not just rare, it was almost unheard of in modern minting standards. This wasn't the average double die or off-center strike. This was a perfect storm of mechanical misalignment and pressure distortion, the kind of mistake the mint spends millions preventing. And that's why today, collectors are paying up to $972,000 for a pristine, verified specimen. You might be thinking, why didn't anyone catch this earlier? Well, if 2020 had a slogan, it would have been, oops. Now picture this: a retired postal worker from Pennsylvania brings in a small bag of coins to a local dealer, just hoping to trade them for cash. Half an hour later, he walks out pale, bewildered, and almost speechless after being told that one of his quarters, one quarter, could sell for nearly $1 million. Fear turned into excitement, excitement into disbelief, disbelief into possibility. That is the emotional roller coaster people ride the moment they discover that these errors are real, valuable, and still out there. And this is where urgency comes in. Because when a coin like this gets discovered, collectors don't wait. They rush. They compete. They pay premiums that break records. The market doesn't get warm. It catches fire. Right now, the 2020p National Park Quarter Error is one of the hottest modern coin anomalies in the United States. Demand is surging because collectors know something that the average person doesn't. Modern errors of this magnitude almost never escape the mint anymore. The window is closing, and once these rare pieces are locked away in private collections, the opportunity disappears forever. So ask yourself, have you checked your quarters lately? Or are you one broken piggy bank away from becoming the next headline? And just in case your attention wandered for a second, let me interrupt your thoughts with a quick question. If someone offered you $972,000 for a quarter, would you negotiate, or just sprint to the bank and cash the check before they changed their mind? Here's the truth: wealth doesn't always come from giant leaps. Sometimes it comes from paying attention, from looking at the small things everyone else overlooks. A 25-cent coin can become a six-figure asset. A simple discovery can open the door to a lifestyle upgrade, debt freedom, or the luxury and stability you've always imagined. Collectors, investors, and high net worth buyers are currently competing fiercely for these 2020p National Park Quarter Errors. Prices are soaring. And the smarter, quicker, more observant people, the people like you, are acting now. Because they understand that opportunity doesn't wait. It rewards the bold right now. As you hear my voice, someone is finding one of these quarters. Someone is cashing in. Someone is waking up to a life that looks wildly different than yesterday. The only question left is, why shouldn't that someone be you? Go through your pocket change, your jars, your drawers, your old boxes of coins. Because even if you've never considered yourself a collector, even if you think you don't own anything valuable, you might already be holding a ticket to a nearly $1 million opportunity, one that millions of Americans have missed simply because they didn't look. It's your turn to step forward, your turn to discover, your turn to join the growing movement of people uncovering hidden wealth sitting quietly in their own homes. The 2020 National Park Quarter era is out there. And it's transforming lives. So go find yours before someone else finds theirs first.